new mission for us. So first squad, first platoon, Charger Company, 1-5 Infantry is going to attack to destroy the enemy on objective Phantom in order to deny enemy influence on the battalion decisive effort. Objective Phantom is at UF 1197-3184, and we're going to accomplish this mission no later than 2200 August, or 30th of August at 2200. I say again, first squad, first platoon, 1-5 Infantry, Charger Company, 1-5 Infantry is going to attack to destroy the enemy on objective Phantom in order to deny enemy influence on the battalion decisive effort. We will accomplish this mission by launching an infiltration from our patrol base. Decisive to our operation is assuming our positions without being detected. If we're detected, that's going to allow the enemy to reinforce their mortar and prevent it from being destroyed. They'll still have that influence on the battalion decisive effort, and not only were failures, that's really bad. So we have to take out this mortar. So we're going to be using daytime movement. That's pretty risky, or it's our main risk is actually decisively the daytime movement. But speed is key. We want to assume our positions quickly so that we can lay in wait before they begin their firing period. By the way, their firing period, they start shooting at 0300, bright and early, and then they'll stop shooting at 0800. So we are trying to assume our positions before 0200. So our daytime movement is going to get us the speed to get there, and the dense foliage of Torbia, it's going to prevent them from seeing us overhead, and it's going to prevent them from seeing too deep into the tree line, so I'm not very worried about it. Our main effort is going to be Alpha Team. Alpha Team will attack to destroy the enemy on objective Phantom in order to deny enemy influence on the battalion decisive effort. Meanwhile, Gun Team 1 will attack by fire on objective Phantom in order to suppress the enemy, in order to enable freedom of maneuver along direction of attack Horus. So our Bravo team is going to be providing security. Their mission is to interdict the enemy along this trail in order to deny enemy reinforcements from reaching objective Phantom, preventing them from reinforcing and destroying that mortar. The in-state, we are going to, for terrain, we are going to contest all main service roads in Aeronin. For the enemy, we are going to destroy the enemy mortar system without revealing the platoon's capabilities and disposition, or composition and disposition. Civilian, we are minimizing civilian casualties while preventing damage to any infrastructure that's not necessary. And friendly, the squad will reconsolidate at the patrol base and be ready for follow-on operations. So I want some focus on PCCs, PCIs. We definitely need to make sure that demo is prepped so that we actually have a method to destroy this mortar once we get there. I'd like to walk you guys through phase 3, our consolidation, or our isolation and recon. So here's our ORP. From there, we would launch the leader's recon to inspect our attack by fire position, as well as our assault line, which is phase line Thor. Security will be in placing themselves, finding a good vantage point on the road. There's a bend in the road here, so I want this security team, our observation post, weak side security, to be able to see down the road past the bend. And I want our strong side security to have a good view of once they get up the hill, so that if the CSK 141 comes rolling up on us, they are able to initiate fire from this mortar. Let's talk contingencies. So the enemy situation, in addition to our one mortar team, there are 3 motorized squads that are, equipped with the CSK 141 that are patrolling various villages along Route Camaro. Route Camaro is a little bit off this way. It's so not depicted on our terrain model, but this would allow them to, essentially a CSK 141 isn't going to be very far away at any time. So if the enemy CSK 141 tries to move up on us during any phase of this operation, we are going to use Bravo Tango 4000. That's one of our mortar targets. That will drop 5 rounds of high explosive point detonated ammunition from a 60mm mortar on top of the CSK 141. Our security element is going to then launch their AT-4 in an attempt to disable the CSK 141. If there's a successful disabling of the vehicle, then we are going to continue mission. If not, we are going to break contact and return to the ORP, radio to hire, because we can't necessarily handle that amount of firepower with after we use our AT4 shot. So, hard compromise. If we are hard compromised by the force on objective Phantom, we will initiate the attack early by calling in fires for BT-4010. That will launch 5 rounds of high explosive variable timed ammunition to, airburst onto the forces there, and we will then have our attack by fire begin, and the assault team is going to fight into their positions, and we are going to just press on with the mission. Our primary method of communication is going to be our FN radios. Our alternate will be our tactical comms network, and we're going to have Shout Nano as our contingency, and in the last case, emergency, we're going to use a runner. If everything goes right and we assume the positions, without being detected, that's decisive to our effort, and our squad leader will initiate by calling in BT-4010 as I described previously. Key leaders, we have, squad leader, Alpha team leader, and Bravo team leader will begin at the ORP, but as we move into our scheme of maneuver, our phase 4, we're going to have, for phase 4, we're going to have our Alpha team leader and squad leader are both on the assault line, while our Bravo team leader is in security position, like their strong side security, ensuring that we can not only call in the fire successfully, but employ the D4 successfully in this situation. It's very critical that the CSK-141 does not interfere in this operation so that we can accomplish our mission. If everything goes to plan, however, squad Alpha team will assume their position on the phase line floor, the assault line. Then Alpha team will move up to phase line Loki, or the attack will begin, BT, and then our attack by fire will begin to suppress. They are constrained between 1 and 2. Once we reach phase line Loki, Alpha team, we will have our support by fire shift, so they will then be constrained within TRP 3 and 4. So once they're firing that way, we will assault through, move on to phase line Odin. Once the positions are assumed in phase line Odin, or once the LOA is reached there, we're going to call for a ceasefire for our support by fire, or our attack by fire. Then our squad leader is going to use the thermite grenade to destroy the enemy mortar system, accomplishing the mission. We will then begin our red, white, and blue plan. Assault will withdraw to the ORP, support will withdraw to the ORP, and then lastly security, because if the CSK-141 comes up, we still want that safety net there. Once we are reconsolidated at the ORP, phase 4 is going to end. Phase 5 is simply, we're going to use whatever route we don't use between our alternate and our primary. If we move in on our alternate, we're moving out on our primary. We move in on our primary, we're moving out on our alternate. It's going to end when we RP at the patrol base, resuming security and being prepared for follow-on operations. Important notes for our fires. So BT-4000 and BT-4010. Of course, the trigger for BT-4000 is positive identification of a CSK-141. Our primary observer is going to be Bravo team in our security element. Our secondary observer will be Gun Team 1 for that one. Gun Team 1 is the primary observer on BT-4010, and the assault team is going to be the secondary observer on BT-4010. Both will be reached by using the company fires net to coordinate company assets. If not, we're going to use the platoon net, since the PL will probably have the FO, and the FO can probably reach them. Leader duties, squad leader, the squad leader and leader team will treat an evac. The Bravo team leader will take control of the formation during a CASEVAC event, and the squad leader resumes control after coordination is completed. We do not have any helicopter landing zones. We don't have any ambulance points. There's no resupply plan for this mission, and yeah. All right, squad. So, any questions? Or pending any questions, that concludes our actions on. You think I forgot CCIR? I was just testing it. So, PIR, we need identification of enemy defensive obstacles in AO Ronin. Warn if there's an enemy troop or equipment movement of greater than platoon size. If we can ID HQ-16, that's number 1 on the brigade's high priority target list. So we find that, we call it up, you know, it'll work out. We're probably not finding that though. We have to report, is the enemy aware of Cougar CO's presence in AO Ronin? For friendly forces information requirements, if we are hard compromised, soft compromised, if we lose the 240, don't do that. Or if there's friendly casualties, we have to report that up. And we have to keep our hands on our operational products, our ComSec, our combo card, and we can't give away unit locations. So, you know, EEFI, keep your hands on those things. We do not have a MOP level for this mission. Our PCC and PCI focus is going to be on our thermite grenade, ensuring we have that, ammunition, and NVGs, as well as water. This is a very intense movement, and I don't want you guys to dehydrate. Priority of work and rehearsals, we're going to do LOA and LDA crossing, as well as practicing our assault on the, an assault on the enemy position. So battle drill 1. And our priorities of work is going to be security, then commo, and we're also going to need to establish fires for the company mortars team. All right, that concludes our brief.